How's it going today, guys? In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Modlite PLHv2 18650 handheld flashlight, and I'll also be talking about the 951 tactical Kydex holster. If you want to see more content like this, please like, subscribe, and share. This is personally my favorite handheld flashlight for outside the waistband, duty use, battle belt use, whatever you might have it. I bought this to use on my battle belt, and I ended up taking it off just to slim down a little bit, and because I don't really use it as much as I thought it would. I did really like having it on there for the purpose of a backup flashlight. If your flashlight goes down on your pistol or rifle, because of this Thyrim clip, I can actually use it to be able to still hold the gun and activate the light. This kind of has a dual purpose, just being able to use it as a flashlight in general, but also being able to hold it and shoot your gun. The full kit itself costs $309. You can get the light without the tail cap and without the charger if you don't need them. It did come with this little pocket clip here, but I ended up getting the one with the finger hole from Thyrim. I think it was about $20 more. I preferred to use that. I like to have the bigger 18650 so I can get more battery life. For my EDC, I have the 18350. It's the smaller version. It's actually one of the smallest handheld flashlights that I was able to find that I like. But since I'm using this for outside the waistband and a battle belt duty type of purpose, I ended up going with this instead. The first thing when choosing a light is always durability and reliability. The only two ones I was trying to decide between is the Modlite series and the new Surefire dual fuel turbo series that just came out. I ended up going with Modlite because I like the stats a little bit better. This has 54,000 candelas with 1,350 lumens. With the 1,350 lumens, it has a brighter light, but having 54,000 candelas is enough to reach out to 200-300 yards, no problem. With the Surefire series, I personally didn't see the need for having 90 or 100,000 candelas. I would rather have the higher lumens because mainly I'm going to be using this up close rather than super far away. If you are somebody who does want the higher candelas, Modlite does have the OKW, or you can go with the new Surefire series. You really can't go wrong with either. I personally, just for what I'm using it for, since it would mainly be close range to medium range, I thought having the higher lumens with the medium candelas would be a great fit, and it's a pretty good combination. The Modlite OKW does have less lumens and it has more candelas. At that point, the Surefire with the 18650 does beat it on statistics. I would just get the Surefire if you're wanting the more candelas. A couple things I didn't like about this. I'm not a huge fan of these plastic clips. It's not as low profile as I would like, and I don't really like the plastic. That being said, I have been using this on my EDC and it's been working fine, no problem. The ones on the Surefire are a longer metal clip. It's not a huge deal, but for duty or battle belt use, being able to have this finger notch there to where I can hold it however I need it, and just being able to grip it a little bit harder, I do like being able to have that. I'm not sure if they make those for the Surefire. The second thing I didn't like about this was this push button. I do like the protective shroud around it, but this button is very easy to push and activate. I wish Modlite would have made this a little bit harder to push in. As you can see, I'm just barely touching that and it is going off. Now the shroud does help for the most part. If a flat surface goes against it and you push on it, it's not going to activate. If I put the tip in there, then it goes off. If I intentionally try to push that in, it does go off. But for the most part, if you hit it against something, it's not going to go off. It's mainly just if it's directly pressed against. So I do like the shroud to help with that, but Modlite definitely could have made that button a little bit more resistive, not so easily to activate. That being said, I haven't had any problems with it go off, even on my EDC, but I wish they would have made that a little bit harder to hit. For the Surefire, it sticks way up, and I don't think the push button is really protected at all. I'm guessing the button has a lot more resistance to it since there's no shroud there, and from what I've heard, people haven't had any problems accidentally activating it. I wish they would have made the shroud a little bit bigger, or they would have made the button a little bit more resistive. For the Surefire, I wish they would have added the shroud too. Now for the 951 tactical Kydex holster, I really like this a lot. This costs about $40, and you can change what attachment you have on there. They offer 3 different attachments. I ended up going with the Molly one, which this is not the one on their website. It's just a Molly Fight Light Malice clip. What would happen is the opening right here is actually too big on the MOLLE, so when I would go to pull it out, it would actually pull up the entire holster a little bit too high. I didn't like that. They also have a couple different brands on there that could work better. One actually clips all the way around your belt, and then the other one is similar to this, but it's a lot longer and it looks like it would do the same thing with going up and down. I just bought this MOLLE clip off Amazon. It just opens up like that, pushing the button, and then you can slide this through your MOLLE. This has worked a lot better. It's stayed a lot more tight and it's not going up and down a lot. There's just some washers and screws in there. But my favorite thing about this is the adjustable retention. You can actually adjust the retention on this to where it's not going to fall out. Even shaking this really hard, it's not going to fall out, but when you go to pull it out, pulls out nice and smooth. This is definitely the best flashlight holster that I've found. Very easy to get to, especially with this ring here. I had it mounted just like that, and then if I need it, just slide my finger in, pull that out, and ready to use. It also makes it comfortable to be able to activate your flashlight using this. But the adjustable tension is awesome. High Speed Gear also makes the pistol taco pouch that I used to use for a flashlight holder. I also like those a lot. That's another good option to be able to shove your flashlight in there. I had one with a flap that came over top and then buckled right in the center there, or you can get them with the open top as well. The thing about those is if you're trying to run this clip would actually get in the way a little bit of pushing it in there. It's not a big problem. I'm sure you could clip that off if you wanted to. Other than that, you could possibly use an S-Tac pistol mag pouch, but I like these because it's specifically designed for this flashlight. You can adjust however tight that you want these. These do clamp down very hard. Downside to this, I think they make these based off who orders them, so it's kind of like a special order thing where they don't have these in stock. It's definitely well worth it. I did enjoy the time using it. Since I'm not a cop or not in a specific military position, I ended up taking this off and I'm not going to be using it any longer for now. This is specific to your use case. It's definitely not for everybody nor needed. Then for the battery, you would just unscrew your head, pop in your 18650. This is dual fuel as well, which is really important when picking a flashlight. I only get stuff that's dual fuel or only get stuff that runs off CR123s. I don't want to rely on being able to have power to be able to charge batteries. So definitely something with dual fuel, or at the least it runs CR123s. Probably the coolest thing about this is that this does have the multi-mode. So with one click, I have full power, but if I click it twice, it goes to a dimmed 15%. Now it doesn't look like much on camera, but this is definitely nice if you just need a low light or an admin light, if you're trying to not use 100% of the flashlight or potentially give your position away. When you buy the Modlite, it's not going to come in that configuration. You're going to depress the button 12 times, and then on the 12th time, you're going to click it in, and then you'll get a couple flashes from the front. After that, you'll have the full power, and then the 15% admin. I really like that a lot about this light. And it also has that for the 18350s, but that is only for your handheld flashlights. If you want to see more content like this, please like, subscribe, and share to help support the channel. Thanks for watching.